Do you expect Baker to handle the aforementioned pressure and carry the Browns to the playoffs for the first time in 17 seasons?
I don't know if I expect, Jenna. I think I believe. And he's right. I think he does have the it thing when it comes to pressure moments because of his psyche and how he's made up. One of the things that, I dislike about him actually built him perfectly for these situations. When you have that attitude that it's me against the world, that I don't care about what people say, this is when that plays well for you in these situations where it's a must win to get in. So Baker Mayfield, I don't know if I would say, I expect, but I want to believe. Look, I am the Cleveland Browns. I played 13 years in the National Football League and never made the playoffs. Ever. I had so many games where I'm going into week 17 and we didn't win to get in. Going back to my Denver days, we beat the 49. If we beat the San Francisco 49ers my rookie year, we go into the playoffs and we make it. We didn't. Then we bring in Josh McDaniels my fourth year in Denver. We start off 6-0 and then we implode. And then I went to the Miami Dolphins, Nick, and you know the story there. It was just a one-night stand twice, 2 years in a row. And then I get traded to the Chicago Bears, and I remember being on the bus. I remember being on the bus, Nick. And we're waiting for the Detroit Lions to beat the Minnesota Vikings. They had Adrian Peterson at the time. And I just remember pulling up to Hollis Hall, and then all of a sudden we had the TVs on, and then they said 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and the Minnesota Vikings, they got it done. And then I remember Lovie Smith dropping his head, and it was over. He was fired the next day. So I'm pulling for the Cleveland Browns because I don't want them to feel what I felt for 13 years. Impressive. Those players. Now, the organization has been 17 years, Nick. They can get it done this week.
Brandon, you're such a good friend because you go through all of that, and I do think you left out the most recent one, not to twist a knife, but, your guy Fitzy in Buffalo, playoffs on the line, 3 picks the other way, and once again, it's heartbreak for Brandon Marshall and friends. So listen, you are unfortunately acutely aware of what the Browns could be feeling Sunday evening if they don't get the job done. I do expect them to get the job done, and while we have never seen Baker Mayfield in the playoffs, we won't be able to say that come Monday if they win, not because they'll have a playoff game on the horizon, but because this is a playoff game. I understand that you're not against a playoff opponent because they are resting Big Ben, but if they win, they're in. If they lose, they have a less than 1 in 8 chance of making it. So it's as close to a playoff game as you can actually be in without it technically being the postseason. And so, Wilds, we can go back to, if we're going to try to draw on how does Baker deal with big moments, how he did 3 years ago today in the last playoff game he played in, a classic college football playoff against Georgia. I believe it was the Rose Bowl, January 1st, 2018, double overtime, 54-48. His Oklahoma Sooners lose, but he acquitted himself quite well. So I don't think we have to worry the moment's going to be too big for Baker. The Browns' defense actually has been its weak point over the last couple months, aside from when they were playing in a windstorm and rainstorm. But Mason Rudolph should take care of any of the defensive issues the Browns have. So, Wilds, I expect the Browns to win, and I expect the Browns to break their playoff drought.
Yeah, I liked a lot of that. It is not a playoff game. Hard to get fired up for even if it's kind of playoff game, a Nick Wright playoff game. It's like, guys, we gotta give it our best. The Steelers are gonna give it their best, and I'd be in the back of the room like, not really, coach. They're not really trying 100%. Big Ben's not gonna be there. There's gonna be no Pouncey. Defensive Player of the Year won't be there, and Cam Hayward, who had 8 tackles last time he played, he's not gonna be there either. I do think they're going to win because last time they played, they got blown out, but Baker was hurt. And I know everyone's like, oh, Wilds, the Browns, they're reeling. They're a team that's falling apart. Not true. True if you look at the record, but if you dig down deep, not true. Beat the Titans, 1 win. Lost to the Ravens, that's another, no, I'm counting that as a win. Moral victory, boom, back. Then you beat the Giants, boom, that's 3 wins. They beat the Jets, which is a non-complete. Take that incomplete. Take that out. So 3 wins, 1 incomplete. The Browns actually have a lot of momentum here. Take you haven't heard yet. 2021 take of the year so far.
Oh my goodness.
It is
Wow.
a take you haven't heard
Incomplete.
yet, Jenna.
What's
Right about
going
that.
on with
You
you
called it
two
a
with this
playoff game.
incomplete? This isn't elementary school.
No
What
one's
if,
there. You don't know where to throw it. You throw it to the janitor.
Okay, so they say they do this crazy math, whatever. They win, they beat the Steelers, as complete or incomplete as the Steelers are, they win. How dangerous could this Browns team actually be in the playoffs, Brandon?
They're not dangerous at all, Jenna. I mean, and it's not because of Baker Mayfield, and it's not because of that offense. It's because of that defense. Look, the last 5 games, Baker's been playing lights out. He's been averaging 300 yards. He threw 10 touchdowns, 1 interception. Now, he put the ball on the turf a couple times against the Jets, which I think cost them the game. But Baker Mayfield, for the most part, if he protects the ball, which I think he will, because it's a point of emphasis for them and this organization this week, I think the offense will be the solution. The problem is when you get into the playoffs and you're playing against the Baltimore Ravens, the Pittsburgh Steelers, the Kansas City Chiefs, do you think that defense will stop them? I think they're like 20, 21st, 22nd in all major statistical categories, Nick. So this defense is the problem. It's not the offense, because I do believe that running game will get back on track. I think Baker Mayfield will make some big plays with his feet and his arm when need be, and that defense will just let up.
So, luckily for the Browns, when you listed those teams, you did not list their most likely first-round opponent. Our friends in the Great White North, the Bills from Buffalo. So I am here to tell you right now, if they get the Bills in round 1, they'll beat them. If the Browns get the Bills in round 1, they will go to Buffalo and win that game. So, here, listen, I understand the Bills offense, all the weapons, Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs, Cole Rapper Beasley. I get it. I know. It's crazy. Here's what I'm going to tell you. The Browns, go ahead, Brandon. Go ahead, Brandon.
No, go ahead, please. I can't even respond to it. I can't even respond to that take. Go ahead, please. I can't respond to that.
Okay. So I don't think either defense would be able to slow down the opposing offense, because that Bills defense, even though Leslie Frazier's got him improving, I don't think they are built to slow down the Browns' running attack. With that said, the Browns, if they get in, are almost assuredly either going to play Buffalo or Pittsburgh. I do not like their chances against Pittsburgh at all, and that's not because I think Pittsburgh's necessarily better than Buffalo. I just think Mike Tomlin's a good enough coach, and that organization is structured so well that if you see the Browns' best shot this weekend and then you play them again next weekend, you are going to be at such a structural advantage because you're sitting your guys, you're holding stuff back, and the Browns have to go all out.
And you're seeing
the
their
Bills,
best.
on the other hand, I do think that the Browns are going to be able to score with them. So if we get Browns-Bills, I'm picking it now. I know Brandon thinks I'm crazy. I think the Browns will win that game.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from First Things First, or go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.